Yeah, well, we're Westdaw Menswear. We're in the beautiful town of Dorking in Surrey, and it's a menswear shop, obviously. We stock quality brands, premium brands, including Gant and Hackett, Barber, Eden Park, and a few more. We've got Calvin Klein launching in the autumn, which is very exciting, although perhaps under slightly different circumstances than I'd expected. We target very much the smart casual market, or we did, chinos and jeans and polo shirts and shirts, and of course a full summer wardrobe of shorts, tees and flip-flops, that kind of stuff. And very much like a lot of independent menswear shops, focusing on service. So it's all about, we want to make our customers look fantastic. Fits are really important, so all about the fits and the shape, that kind of stuff. And many of our customers come to us for a particular thing. So it was date night or dress down Friday at work, that kind of stuff. Particularly things where people just say, I have a lot of guys walk in and say, we've been told not to wear suits, I don't know what to wear. and that's kind of what we were, very much really enjoy doing, to be honest, is sorting out those problems, that kind of stuff. Although I think we're going to have to look at going forward what our selection is, because I'm not going to sell that many suits anymore, I don't think, apart from we'll see, but I don't think it's going to be a huge part of our business. Well, of course the shoppers had to shut, and at first it was really a case of that's it, we took all the stock out for safety really as much as anything else, and decide what we want to do. And then I had started having customers email me saying, oh Ian, I need a pair of jeans, or I could do with a shirt. And at first I thought, I don't know how I'm going to be able to cope with that really, how I'm going to work that. And after a little while of sort of getting my head around it, because we didn't have an online shop, I say didn't, we started doing sort of email orders and phone orders, pushed it out to our database, who were very loyal and lovely customers and want to support. So the people who are sort of saying, I've had people saying, well, I'd rather shop with you because you're a local shop. I could buy something off of Amazon, but you know what? We'd rather go with you. And then, of course, there's been a lot of other things. So when you have a shop and people come in and, my customers will come in and have a chat and we'll spend there half an hour passing the time of day. That's taken away when you have, when working from home. And I think that's really quite difficult for some people. And I found it quite difficult. So there's been lots of webinars and online meetings that previously I would never have bothered. It's been a lifeline in terms of being able to share problems and opportunities, and to talk about things, especially with the ever-changing landscape that we're now in. It's been really useful to have that sort of connection with people. And the same with some of the WhatsApp groups. So I'd already started a Dorking independent WhatsApp group, and we throw things around and information, and that's been really useful. And then now a friend of mine, Sean, who's got a shop, a couple of menswear shops up in Suffolk, he started a menswear independent one and have been heavily involved with him in that. And that's been fantastic because for menswear shops up and down the country, everyone's in the same situation and trying to face some of the same problems. So that's been really useful. Yeah, I think the most important thing is safety for everyone, for me and my staff and for my customers. So I think that's been the overriding or the starting point really, and everything comes back to that. Although I don't need to, because I have less than 9 members of staff, I have filled out the government risk assessment, or a risk assessment, and so that's been quite good just to get get your head around what the risks are and the issues are and mitigating the risks. So that's the most important thing, and we're doing all the things that everyone else is doing. But in a small store format, I can run with one customer in at a time, and that's going to be massive. I think for customers are going to feel comfortable with that, and we can manage that really, relatively straightforwardly. We'll be sanitizing everything once everyone goes between customers. We are booking appointments so that we can manage that, more easily, as well as having some days when we're in the shop and people can walk in. So we're doing all those sorts of things. I think that's really important. The other thing is just the sort of logistical. It took me probably 3 or 4 days to get everything out of the stock, all the stock out of the shop. It's going to take 3 or 4 days to get it back in, and then everything's got to be pressed and steamed and merchandised and all that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I've had the shop painted, so it's nice and fresh and clean, and it's things like that you can take the opportunity to do. And I've reviewed the layout. So there's lots of, there are challenges, but nothing that's insurmountable. I mean, it's all doable. There was definitely a move towards local shopping and supporting a local town before this crisis. And I think that has, if anything, has come to the fore. And so it's been, some of the local businesses have been brilliant at pivoting their business to deliver. So there's a Dorking Deli, who were a little cafe, really premium, lovely stuff, lovely food and some takeaway bits. They've pivoted to being a shop, general store shop, really, fruit and veg. They've been doing veg boxes and fruit boxes, deliveries locally, that kind of thing. And they've done a brilliant job of supporting the community and pivoting their business. And the Dorking Butchery have done something similar. They've been out and about delivering on a bike with their logo on the back, which is just brilliant. It's almost going back to first principles, isn't it? It's local, it's freshness, it's supporting your community. The money that you spend in a local shop goes back into the local community, that kind of stuff. So that's been brilliant to see what they've been doing. And I think that, combined with a lot more people working from home, all those people in the city, London, because we're in the home counties, are all now in the home counties somewhere. Our customer opportunity is probably going to be bigger than it would have been. And then people have been locked down for a long time and have been slightly worried and also a bit bored, I think, in lots of cases. And you're sat in the same four walls and that kind of thing. And I think people want to get out and about. So I think those three things together, really, the sort of support for local, more people working from home, and the fact that everyone's been locked down for a long while, I think means we will get that resurgence of the business, certainly initially, I think. Who knows, really? I think everything's thrown up in the air. I think there are some things that look like they're here to stay. So the sort of omni-channel, the smallest businesses are now going online to, as well as in-store, clicks and mortar or whatever you want to call it. So I think that's been a massive change. We've all got to do it, and it's absolutely, it's always the right thing to do. It's just really a case of finding the time and the motivation, I think, really, sometimes. I think integrity is really important. So I've talked to people where other businesses have said, well, I'm not paying the landlord, I'm not paying my suppliers because I haven't got any income. And I think for me, I sat down or I talked to my landlord and said, look, this is where we are, we've got no income, what can we do? He's got a mortgage on the property, so I know that. So he still has a cost he has to pay. And he came up with a very supportive offer. He's given me a discount over the last 3 months, which has meant that my cash flow's in reasonable shape, which is fantastic. And equally with the suppliers, we're now talking, I've paid all the bills already. We're now talking about what autumn winter looks like. They're looking at reducing the buy. So the way that menswear works is you buy it 6 months in advance and you commit to it. So I've already committed to a big autumn deliveries, but we don't think autumn's going to be as big a season as it was when I was buying it in January, right? So they're being very supportive, cancelling lines, looking at how we can change it, payment terms, stuff like that. So I think that's really important. That sort of closer relationship with people and integrity in those relationships with people, I think is very important. We'll carry on with local deliveries and email, and orders, because I'd never done that before. I sort of always offered it, but never really sort of pushed it. I'll be carrying on that because I can easily drop stuff off on the way home from the shop. It's nice to see people, when it's a bit more relaxed at their doors. It's more convenient for people. I think we'll be doing that. I do think we'll continue to connect with the local community more. I think that's been really, amazing, some of the things that people have been doing, and I think that's a huge opportunity for everyone, really, to continue that sort of local support. And we'll carry on being connected, more connected with other menswear independents, because that's a really supportive network that we've built up over the last couple of months. Yes, well, our website is westdawmenswear.co.uk, and our web store will be open in the next few weeks, hopefully, by sort of July, early July. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our tag is @Westdaw Menswear.